Kev G with a weather overview. How you doing? Tropical storm Hermine is still a menace to the region. It is going to menace the region in the form of coastal flooding and high water through Tuesday. I think wind and rain impacts are slowly diminishing with the forward progress too far east of Hermine overnight, and I'll show you exactly what I mean. So this is the National Weather Service latest graphic. Like them on Facebook and Twitter, and this has been a very tough forecast. So we will go through all the information that we have right now. Here's the satellite picture of the University of Wisconsin website. They have a great tropical website, and it shows the center at 70 degrees west longitude, which is the red marking, and it shows the clouds that are displaced well to the north and east of the center of circulation. But that's common in a post-tropical cyclone or a nor'easter even. So it's not that the storm is weakening, it's just that the storm is well to the east of where it was forecasted to be at this time yesterday. So we'll take a look at it. Here's the graphic from the National Hurricane Center from yesterday. So this is where they thought the storm was going to go. They never thought that the storm was going to make it to 70 degrees west longitude, and that's a big factor in this forecast. Only a small error of a few hundred miles has really spared the region of a major hit, aside from coastal flooding of 2 to 4 successive high tide cycles, and I think that that really to me hasn't changed. The whole coastal flood threat is still there through Tuesday and Tuesday night, especially for people who are most vulnerable to it, and those back bays are not really going to have a chance to empty out once the high tide starts tonight. I don't think this morning was really going to be an issue. Tonight is where the problems could potentially start. But now we look at yesterday's track versus today's track, and you see the problem here. For the Hurricane Center, because the storm is out to 70 degrees west. That's the magic bullet there in this forecast. It was never supposed to be out there. And if we take a look at what it's done overnight off of Hurricane Pro, this is an app off of your smartphone, you can see how the storm faded due east, and in the highlighted section is where it's supposed to eventually wind up. The slow evolution of the storm, the slow movement of the storm is still a mainstay of the forecast, but look at how far east it got overnight. So essentially, the wind and rain threats are going to be minimal, even across the coastal plain. I still think that the biggest impact is coastal flooding from high tide. So I adjusted the rainfall graphic. I think the rain comes between Monday and Tuesday, and it's really relegated to points south and east, well away from New York City, well away from, even the southern Connecticut. I don't even really think is going to get in a lot of rain due to the proximity of Hermine. And now we look at the wind impacts, and I no longer think that south of Belmar, New Jersey, is a threat for hurricane conditions. So I adjusted the wind graphics there, and I think the highest that we'll see on Long Island is perhaps gusts to 50 miles an hour overnight tonight into Monday before it starts to die down. There are still leaves on the trees, so you could have some isolated power outages just because of that factor. If it were fall, this would be a glancing blow from a nor'easter, but all in all, not too bad. This is Weather Underground. This is your temperatures. I think once Hermine goes by, the main story of our weather is going to be warmth abound. I think that when we look back on this September, we're going to look back on it not because of the impacts of Hermine, but because of the fact that it's going to be a very warm month relative to averages. Our temperatures are supposed to be in the mid to upper 70s. We are going to have sustained warmth throughout the entire month, and I think this is just a harbinger of things to come. So stay tuned. This will be the final update on Hermine, and I will join you later in the week with more fun, weather fun, and I thank you for tuning in.